Yo, check this out. I received this in the mail, right? Hello, black man. And I'm so excited about it. This is a journal to help black men articulate their feelings, express their feelings. Hell, just acknowledge that we have them in a safe and honest way. And hopefully, it will translate into other parts of your life. I get it. As a black man, a lot of us weren't encouraged or taught to talk about our feelings. As a kid, when you fail and hurt yourself, your parents told you to get up. You're a big boy. Big boys don't cry. That right there is a hard lesson to unlearn, and it's very hurtful. Because when we become older, we don't know how to express ourselves. We don't know how to talk about our feelings. We don't know how to have a conversation without lashing out or using profanity or getting upset and becoming violent because we weren't taught. But this, man, is essential. Not just to each one of us becoming a better person, but a society of men being able to express themselves is priceless. So if you want to become the best version of you that you can do, check out helloblackman.com. Grab the journal, actually journal in it, be honest, be open, and be accessible to your feelings and embrace them.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is Jamie Jenkins back with another episode of Hello Black Man. Hey man, we coming to you. I know it's a national championship tonight, so we ain't gonna, the old folks say I won't be before you too long tonight. Who you rolling with? Let me know in the comments. You rolling with Georgia? You rolling with, or you rolling Roll Tide? You know, I'm a person. I've always admired Saban's die hard pushing. I mean, I've seen Saban act an absolute nut over a positive play that didn't go the way he thought it would go. And so like stuff like that just kind of stick with me. Like he seriously seeks perfection. Like the dude seeks perfection. And it's hard to root against that. It's just hard for me to root against it. So when you talk about the greats, Jordans, the Kobe's, the LeBrons, they're not my team. I'm a Knicks fan, but it's hard for me to say, you know, like he ain't good. He not this or that. When those guys just were driven for perfection, it's absolutely driven, man. So listen, man, I appreciate everybody jumping on this evening. If you would give us a share, like, comment. And as we go through the podcast, I bring my guest on. I need you to do what you normally do. And that is support our guests. Support our guests. Then that way, when they're doing things and they have something going on, what can you do? You can support them. Then that way you'll be able to get on and support their movements, things of that nature. So it's been really different, I guess, over the holidays and getting back to the new year. I'm not sure if if you have your what you call it, your New Year's resolutions. You know, do you have your New Year resolution done? And what are you doing with them? Are you really getting out there? Are you really, I don't know. Have you pushed yourself with your New Year resolution? Some people, like, you know, I worked out 2 days and I missed a day, so today I got to get back in. Like today, if I miss a day, I might as well take off 2022. You know, that's how it goes. Most people, you miss 2 days, you like, man, it ain't for me. I ain't gonna even worry about it. But I'm gonna really stick it this time. I know what results look like. So a lot of times when I get 1.5 pack, I'm good. I'm good for the summer. I ain't worried about no 6-pack, 8 packs, and biceps and triceps. Once I get one little something, I can, you know, see one little piece right there that's caved in. I'm good for the summer, but that's the wrong mindset. I got to get it. I got to do better, man. So listen, I'm going to bring on to the show today a phenomenal young man. One of the first podcasts we did when we came out with Hello Black Man, opened us with open arms. Phenomenal time, phenomenal host. Key to the city. I mean, and just a great ring. Just the name and notoriety. We've seen his, continuous growth over the past 2 years. It's been 2+ years since we sat down and talked. And so now we have the opportunity to bring him on the Hello Black Man podcast and let's talk about some of the things he got going on. So without further ado, we have our guest of the hour.
Kinfolk.
What's up with it, Kinfolk?
I can't call it, brother. Glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
Oh, man, absolutely, man. Did you make any New Year's resolutions? Did you write anything down? You put anything on Facebook, anything like that?
I made some goals, man. I said I wasn't going to do resolutions anymore, but I made some goals. And I try not to, this time I try not to overwhelm myself with the goals that I was going to set. So my ultimate goal is to stop procrastinating, get it done right away. Because I was kind of using it as like trying to shift it into something positive, like, well, I work better under pressure anyway. My best results come. But no, man, it's stressful. It's nerve-wracking. And you're going to make a mistake along the way. So that's my goal is to stop procrastinating, get into it, and get it done.
Listen, that is, man, what you're saying is so profound because with some people I'm in contact with right now, like from a business standpoint, they really push single goal, single resolution versus multitasking. When you set out to when you set out to multitask, normally nothing gets completed 100%, or you can't give 3 goals 100%.
Right.
It's only you. And so if you had a singular goal and a singular mission, you have less distractions. Right. And that's their whole philosophy. It's like, hey, listen, you stay in this lane, become an expert on it. And once you get this and complete it, now you move on to the second thing and you're not juggling. Oh, let me go check on this. Oh, let me do this. Oh, let me do that right there. So man, what you're saying is literally right on par with some of the I guess mindset and things that I'm learning right now. Because now listen, I don't know how good you are at procrastinating, but I'm pretty good at it.
I'm damn good.
G, listen, I don't know how good you think you are, but I know I will put some stuff off. I will listen to my Kalisha made a little video of me. I've been telling her we're gonna work out like over the whole Christmas break. And she made a video of me sitting out here playing a video game. And it's this lady on Facebook. She got a little son named James. And James is like 7, but he also 70 years old. You know what I'm saying? He just be talking like he just talking like he's so old. And he asked her something, and James is like, she told him, now James, tomorrow. James went off, tomorrow. You always say tomorrow. I don't understand why you gotta say tomorrow. And that's how I was, man. I'll tomorrow something to death.
Right. I don't know why that is, man. I don't know why that's even a thing. Like, especially something that you want to do. It seems like you would have the initiative and passion to do it. Right. I get it.
One of my goals, are you on Clubhouse?
I am, but I'm not active.
Listen, let me tell you something, man. Clubhouse is so powerful. And I said to myself, I'm going to give Clubhouse about 15 to 20 minutes a day. Normally, if you get in a small room, especially one of those promotion rooms where you can just talk and listen and stuff like that, man, if you can get in those rooms, man, and really just kind of, pitch yourself and what you're doing. Listen, I know you like me. It's people you've been knowing 30 years that hadn't liked your page yet. They hadn't even liked it and shared it one time. Like, dude, like we talk twice or 3 or 4 times a week. Like, what are you doing?
That's facts.
Sometimes I go and look. Now I go and look and see. Like, I invited 5,000. Like I got 5,000 friends. I invited 5,000. And sometimes you can get to the little page that shows who you invited and who has accepted. Has already liked, and then you got people that just pending invite. Like, what are you doing? Like, man, let's like the page. I ain't asking you for no money. I ain't out here begging and stuff like that. Like, come on, man.
Simple life.
Like you boy stuff. And but man, listen, you get on there, you might get 15 to 20 Instagram likes, 15 to 20 Facebook likes in 30 seconds. You know what I'm saying? And all they're asking for you to do is just reciprocate the same thing. They ain't asking for you to share. They ain't asking you, most of them ain't asking you to buy stuff. Like they want you to know that they are out there like that. Kalisha
So you
said,
just join any room?
yeah, you can join any room. Once you get in there, you can just kind of. I try to find the smaller rooms. I try to find the rooms with 20 to 50 people. And some of the rooms got 200, 300 people. You come in and pitch your stuff, and it's like that. So, that's one of those things I said I'm gonna get more into. Instagram, oh my God. I'm so poor on Instagram. I'm so bad on the gram.
I love IG.
I can't get into. I guess I'm so old. I just started on Facebook, so I just feel like this is where my people at.
Oh, nah, I agree with you there. That is where your people at.
Yeah,
the people that you can touch. Now Twitter,
I got it all. Twitter, man, I probably got in 2 years. I might have 20 tweets in 2 years.
Right, right. Yeah, I'm right there with you.
People love it. It's some people that's all they do. Twitter. It's on Twitter. You see this on Twitter. Like I ain't getting no Twitter notifications. Or I don't know. I ain't doing nothing. I'm messing up. So
it ain't interactive enough for me.
No, it's not. I mean, like I don't know. It's not. I don't know. It's not people friendly or something. It's more news related. It's more one liner stuff. So, like, I be wanting to go back and forth. If we're going to have a discussion, Twitter just doesn't seem like the place to have it or something. I don't know. It just seems like you want to break some news, throw it out there, and hopefully somebody retweet it or something like that. But But give me Facebook. Instagram. I gotta do better on. I gotta do better on Instagram, man. So listen, man. Tell the viewers who you are, and just tell them what you do. So just for the people tuning in, and we'll make sure that we get your information in the links below, so they can just click on your stuff, man, and get in contact with you.
Already. Well, my name is Keoni Gray. Born in Hawaii. That's where the name comes from. Raised primarily in McGee, Simpson County, and Jackson. Graduate of Terry High. And man, I'm just a creative at heart for the most part. I call myself a creative director for Key to the City Media, which is a platform I established in 2019, like March 2019. So we're coming up on 3 years now establishing that. And my goal with it was to just provide myself with another outlet, and at the same time provide another outlet of exposure for creatives and artists and community activists or anyone like that. So the primary platform for Key to the City Media is Key to the City Podcast, which we launched the first episode in June. We're thankful that you were one of our first guests, one of our first 10 guests, I believe. And the premise of the platform is to just celebrate people while we have the opportunity to give them their roses while they can still smell them.
Yep.
But in this case, we kind of like giving you a proverbial key to the city. So we just want to salute you, and we find out about people's journeys, and hopefully their story will impact somebody else to be motivated to continue on their journey. Yep. And that's just it, man. Try to be consistent with it, and I enjoy the platform altogether because it gives me opportunity to not only meet new people, which I love to do, and find out about new people, but it's just really enlightening to see the journeys that people take. And
truly.
For the most part, anybody that's doing anything or attempting any type of endeavor, sometimes we all have like similar stories as far as getting everything off the ground. So that's what I love about it.
Man, listen. Two things really took me from what you do and how you do it. One, and I just feel like the things you're putting out there, it's so transparent and positive. Like how could you not support it? Not why are you supporting it? I understand why you would. So, but for the people that find themselves, that are surrounded by you, that are in your presence, that are in your circles or circle of a circle, like how could they not support it? Like, this is positive, and then people need the outlet. Like people need to be able to tell their stories, and you just don't know. I know you do, but some people don't know how impactful it can be just for a person to be able to just get it off their chest. Like, hey, I've
go.
been through this, I've been through this, I've been through this. Because they have probably been telling people bits and pieces of stories. But when they have a chance to sit down and really unwind and really tell people everything they've been through, man, it normally this, they probably are so appreciative of just the time. Like, man, I appreciate you. I thank you. You give me a place to speak. So, like, man, it's just great. I just think what you're doing is absolutely great, man. And like I said, hopefully everybody in the city should be tapped in to Key to the City podcast. Like, it's literally no reason not to. Like, it's literally no reason.
Yeah. Well, we get a lot of love in the city. I can definitely say that. A lot of support, which I'm surprised at, though, Jamie, because even though it is positive, I feel like positive content is the hardest to push. People like mess, man. People like negativity. We say we don't, but that catches our attention for some reason. So I think positive content is harder to push, but it's worth it. I'd rather stay in this lane than to just throw something out there for people to react to and create a situation where I got to look over my shoulder.
Listen, it's some people so bold with the stuff they say on social. Listen, I don't know. I mean, like I said, I ain't never been in the streets. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I done walked around some corners. I done walked and been around. I done been to free lunch and I've been to places, but I wouldn't say I'm no regular. In certain communities. But it's just certain things people say, man, blows my mind. They got an opinion about everybody, everything, every situation. Personal, not like there's certain stuff I just think is off limits. But the people that are willing to do that, tend to have a certain attraction, and they attract a certain crowd. I'm not necessarily looking for that crowd. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
For what I'm doing, so hey, do your thing. But man, that it be some bold people on behind these keyboards. Oh wait,
I'm telling you, man.
I would never say that.
Like one of the guys I admire in the game is the controversial Charlemagne.
Yeah.
Now, when he first started, he was terrible, man. As far as the things he would say to people and how he made them feel.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a fine line between being brutally honest.
Yeah.
And just being downright disrespectful.
Yeah, it's a line.
And I felt like he was on a tightrope. And I just, even though I do enjoy his content, but I like the evolution that he's had.
Yeah, he has
over the years.
Yeah,
he's had an evolution. But for one, I just don't have it in my heart to look somebody dead in the eye and just make them feel less than.
Yeah, man. Charlemagne say, I'm gonna be honest with you. Your music's garbage. Like,
right.
Like, no, don't say that, man. Like, say like, hey, it's not my cup of tea, or maybe I'm out of touch. He's straight up telling, man, I listen to all your music, everything garbage. Can you just start over? Like,
right.
He
tell them stop chasing their dreams and everything.
Yeah, man, you need a job, man. You need a 9 to 5, man. This ain't working out for you. Like, oh my God, like, come on, man, don't do that. But man, it's crazy, man. So, hey, man, while I got you on here, I want to do a favor. I want to ask you a few questions out of our journey. I'm going to ask you a question out of the Hello Black Man, and then I'm going to ask you something out of the entrepreneur, because everything you do is on the entrepreneur side. Man, who you got tonight? You a football fan? You got Georgia? You got Alabama?
I'm a football fan. I'm not excited about it as I used to be back when I was in school. I'm more NBA now, but I definitely keep up with it. And I think Alabama gonna pull it out. They just got Georgia number, but I always root for the underdog as well, though. So I hope Georgia can pull it out. But Saban he got a track record of success, man.
He do. I thought Georgia had a chance the first game. I really did.
Mm-hmm.
The matchups, the speed. I said, you know what? I said, I think Georgia could pull this upset.
Yeah.
And then they blew Georgia out. Like, it wasn't even a contest. Like, they didn't even look like they supposed to be on the same field. I'm like,
right.
But it's hard to beat a team again. Like when you like those teams that play in the same division and get in the playoffs and play again. Like it'd be hard. So, we'll see what Saban got. Did he save anything? Did he save any tricks in the bag and stuff like that? Normally, national championship, people run plays they've never ran before. And Saban is known for, putting players in, ain't played all season. Like, okay,
Right.
go on out there, you good. Like this.
See, that's what I like about him. He got a system over there, plug and play.
Just walk in, you good, you ready, you know what to do.
Right.
Like,
Exactly.
Like, so man, it is crazy. So hey, so this is what we're gonna do.
Okay.
Let's see here, man. Let's see. Oh. So the first question I'm going to ask you is question 24 out of the journal. It says, "Hello, black man. What or who motivates you? Describe how it feels to be motivated." Who or what motivates you?
To believe it or not, man, I'm self-motivated. I don't know if I have the proper motivation. My motivation is fear of failure. I've been told that's not a good motivation because
Really?
failure comes and goes. It doesn't define you, and it's kind of like part of the process. But when I say failure, I mean end all, be all. Like I won't be able to bounce back from a situation that occurs. So just motivation to know that I want better than my current situation. And I don't want my family to suffer because of me, especially with me being the head of the household. So that motivates me to get up every day and be proactive about what I want to do. And I'm just a dream chaser. At the end of the day, I love to see things come to fruition. I love to see hard work pay off.
Yeah.
And I just, if I'm not doing something proactive towards trying to better myself or build whatever it is that I'm trying to build, I fall into a depressive state, man. And,
it's easy. It's easier than people think.
That's kind of where I was when I started the podcast. I was in a bad place, down and out, and I said, "Man, I need another outlet before I go crazy."
Yeah.
Because I used to say, I used to think that people that committed suicide and things like that were weak.
Yeah.
But when you hit your own rock bottom, it's amazing where your mind can take you.
And listen, it'll take you there so fast, and it'll have you questioning your entire existence, every relationship, every person that you thought would be there, and now they're not, or the people that should have been there, and you excommunicated, or you made certain decisions. So yeah, man, listen, I promise you, I know, I feel exactly what you're saying, man. It's one of those things that just. The mind is a dangerous place. People talk about, how brilliant people are and stuff like that, but your mind can literally take you to a place so fast, and it's not about being weak. It's just about what you wanted to do, like how you want to be perceived, or where you thought you would be at this point in your life and stuff like that.
There you go.
Like
exactly.
People don't understand that, people sometimes just wake up having a great career, great life, and then they say, "I thought I would be somewhere else right now." And then they go down this spiral of, if I had done this, if I had made this investment, if I had took this chance, if I had said this thing, and then before you know it, they're having a bad day, bad week, bad month. They not, pursuing certain things, and then their life is, they can't snap out of it. Like nothing snaps certain people out of stuff.
Right. I feel like I've had a midlife crisis multiple times.
I understand.
And I ain't even at midlife.
Listen, I feel like I'm right there, and I promise you, it's just, some days you just be like, "What am I doing? Like what right. what needs to happen here? Like, I need to do something."
Right. Yeah.
It happens. So that leads me to the next question, man. You literally walk right into it. It says, "Hello, black man. How would you describe your mental health? Would you ever seek professional help like counseling or therapy? Why or why not?"
Absolutely. I'm big on mental health. I was actually, before I started the podcast, I was going to a mental health counselor, and I loved it, man. I think going through something mentally, you should seek an unbiased opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Most of us, we only have our family to turn to, and they're not going to all the time be 100% honest with you. Most of the time, they're probably going to try to tell you what you want to hear, or it's going to be all right. Pray about it, you know. But you can pray about it and seek mental help. So I'm definitely big on it. I battle with my mind daily. That's a constant.
Yep.
So I try to put myself in situations where I'm always doing something to stimulate my mind as opposed to have an idle mind. So whether that's reading or writing in the Black Man's Journal or whatever the case may be, something that's going to keep me stimulated so I'm not dwelling on the negative aspects of my life. So I encourage everybody to go out there and seek some kind of mental help. It don't mean you're crazy. It just gives you another outlet to talk to somebody that can probably give you an unbiased opinion.
That's perfect, because people believe that once you go see somebody on a professional level, that means you have, you crossed the line. Like you beyond repair and all that.
Right.
But man, it takes a lot of strength, inner strength, and from a physical side to say, let me get up, let me get myself up, let me make this appointment, let me follow through with it, and let me get in front of somebody that could put me in a better headspace. Because don't get me wrong, there's a lot of self things that can happen that you can do for yourself, but sometimes you just need another person to pull you out of certain things.
Absolutely.
Certain situations you can't snap out of by yourself. If it's job, if it's marital, if it's losing a loved one, like certain people need certain people around when certain situations happen. And some people don't ever heal from stuff. They just let it, just kind of brush it to the side. And then if it ever get brought up in the right situation, it's like they could become, really impacted by it so quick. You be like, man, what's wrong with, what's going on? Like, but they hadn't dealt with it last 15, 20, 30 years. It's still on them. They hadn't released it. They hadn't cried about certain things. So this one of those things, man, you literally dead spot on with that. And so that professional help, man, is something that I just think we just take it has been taken for granted so long, mental health has. And now we have those opportunities, and it's taking the right people to introduce it to our community. Yeah.
I think it's still taboo in our community. But the more people that seek help or be able to encourage others to go do the same, I just don't understand. I mean, you talk to your pastor, and he's not licensed to give you any advice. So go talk to somebody that's not going to judge you based off what you tell them. You can tell them anything.
Yep.
And they don't know you where they're going to judge you. They're just going to give you their professional advice.
Yep. So I'm gonna switch over. I'm gonna ask you a question out of our entrepreneur journal.
All right.
It says, "Hello, Black entrepreneur. What is the most important reason you wish to be successful? Like, what's your one reason? If you had to list them 1 through 1,000, what would be the number one reason for you to be successful?"
Number one reason is be that example for my children. That's the number one reason, to show them that it is possible. And my whole thing behind it is it's not even really the success, so to speak, or what you create or what you build. It's more or less the process and the path that you take to get there, to kind of inspire and encourage somebody else that, bro, hard work really does pay off. You may not reach the height of success that you expect, but if you stay consistent doing something, you're going to get some success out of it. That's just what I believe wholeheartedly. But my ultimate reason is my children. I know they're watching my every move, so I want to show them that whatever path they take, if they get all to it, something good can come out of it.
Yep. Man, that's huge. I mean, like I said, just having it on the forefront of your mind and then actually doing something behind it. Because a lot of people have their children say, I put my children first, just about legacy and stuff like that. and then they wake up lazy the next day.
Right.
They wake up and do the same routine. Like I thought you said, it's all about the children. Like, is it about you, about the children? It's about when you feel like it. Because sometimes I know
That's
that
the tough part.
it is because it happens. Like people don't see it. People see you putting out content. People see you, what I'm saying, doing the podcast stuff like that. But like in certain days, you just struggle to do it. But you got to get on here and smile and laugh and make it happen. And those days it's hard to do. It's just hard to be consistent, man. It really is. It really, really is, man.
That's a skill in itself.
It is. I mean, like it's I don't know, unheralded. You know what I'm saying? Like people don't see the value of what you have to do to get up and just make things happen. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like wow. Like it literally gets tough sometimes.
Yes, sir.
So our next question is going to be a bit personal.
Okay.
And they're going to swap back over to the Hello Black Man. It says, "Hello Black Man, does anyone in your family have any health issues? How has it affected you or the ones who they are directly connected?"
Health issues, we speaking mentally or just in general?
In general, anything. Because the reason I really like this question is a lot of the things, like my dad's a diabetic, right? He's been a diabetic for years, but there's nothing. I hadn't been diagnosed with it, and my son hasn't. But if we don't have the communication and we don't tell him, hey, this is in our family, when he start feeling bad and stuff like that, like he don't even know what direction, he don't know what it could be. But if we have this, if we push this communication up and down our tree line, now everybody knows, hey, this is something to be watching out for. Or at a certain age, you need to get tested for diabetes and stuff like that. So from a mental standpoint, it's just as important. I had an uncle to commit suicide, and so I'm not a doctor, so I don't know how that chromosome travels. You know what I'm saying, up and down our timeline. But we know what has happened in the past, and so hey, listen, this has happened in our family before. If you're feeling this way, I need you to talk to somebody. You can talk to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it doesn't matter, mental or physical, man.
For the most part, man, I can say honestly, we've been blessed, man. What last I can remember is my grandmother. She passed away from I think it was rectal cancer in 2009. That's the last major we had. Now, me personally, I suffer from glaucoma. I was diagnosed with it, I think at 28. I'm 37 now. So I'm constantly on eye drops. If I ain't got my glasses or my contacts in, man, I can barely see my hand in front of me. So I'm kind of paranoid about losing my sight in the future. But from what my ophthalmologist tells me, as long as we keep treatment on it and keep monitoring it, I should be all right with it. But, bro, when it comes to health, I'm paranoid. So if whatever's going on with me, I'm calling a doctor.
Oh man, that's man, listen, that is great to hear. It really is, because
I don't play.
Man, listen, I know guys right now, like, you know what I'm saying, like guys I play ball with and guys I pledge with, you know what I'm saying, I be pushing, say, hey man, when you get your physical, what I'm getting the physical for? I said, man, to find out anything, to find out, get your blood work done, just because, like, it ain't gotta be no reason. Just go and see where you stand. Your cholesterol could be high. You could be eating something the next day that could kill you. Like, what are you talking about? Like, just go see where you stand with certain things.
Yes, my homeboy just called me this morning, talking about how he was bedridden for New Year's and found out he had high blood pressure, and we ain't even touched 40 yet, man. So it's like we got to take care of ourselves, man. We can't keep eating the way we teenagers and things like this.
You can't.
Just
you want
drinking
to
and smoking. Yeah. It's gonna catch up with you, man. This body is like a car.
Yeah.
A machine.
Yeah.
Depending on what you put into it, it's gonna give it back to you. So physicals every year.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you this, bro. I was in excruciating pain last night. And I'm trying to figure out I'm trying to figure out what's going on now. It was in my side towards my back, had me on the floor squirming, boy. And then I vomited. So I'm like, do I have food poisoning?
Yeah.
All kind of research and talking more or less about it could be a symptom of prostatitis.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I know I'm pushing that age to where it's gonna be time to go ahead and have my prostate checked. So
Yep.
that's something I'm just something I'm looking in doing. But
Yep.
I feel great today. I don't know what it was last night, but I
I
try to
got it.
stay on top of it, bro.
Oh yeah, you got to, dog. That's huge, man. That's a great mindset to have. And like I know a lot of men are weary about prostate checks and stuff like that. But
Oh, yeah.
like in this day and age now, in the last 2 years, I'm 43, and so when I went to Dr. Quinn about 2 years ago, he's like, okay, it's prostate check time, and you're like, oh. He's like, now you know we can do blood work. Okay, do the blood work. Let's do it. Pull it. Like, come
Oh
on.
yeah.
Like, yes,
Okay.
yes,
Okay.
yes. He's like, I can pull your blood. You know, it's more accurate than any other way. And I was like, pull it right now. Like, let's get it checked. Let's go, Dr.
Yeah.
Quinn. Let's go. Let's rock and roll. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, if you get a full out physical like that, those are some of the tests that they can run through pure blood work now.
Okay.
So all the hype and everything else that goes along with it, you can
Yeah.
bypass and get your results. And it's one of those things where, like I said, you can't, if there's nothing wrong with getting them sooner versus later.
Okay.
Yep.
I agree.
Yes, sir. So, man, listen, I appreciate you coming on. I do want to make sure that everybody can get in contact with you. Everybody that can, that has followed the podcast today, that is following you, and things of that nature in the future can get in contact with you. So, I want to know what's next for you, and then make sure you let everyone know all your social media handles and things of that nature, and what you got coming up next.
All right. So 2022, we're midway through season 3. We'll probably be shutting season 3 down around late spring or something like that. So next is just continue to stay consistent with the podcast and hopefully grow this year. We want to get a designated central location and build like a full production company. I mean, a full force production company where you can come in if you're interested in doing a podcast and you may not have the resources to do so. You can come to Key to the City Studios. We're going to call it the compound. Hopefully we can get that out the ground this year. Continue to grow with that. And I'm looking to do a Kinfolk weekend, a 3-day event or something like that where we can network in the city and continue to build with other creatives. So don't be surprised I'll be reaching out to you for that.
Let's work.
But just continue to grow, man, and expand the brand. And hopefully I can build a team. I get mixed responses when I ask advice as far as building a team. Because I feel like I can produce better content if I had a team and I can focus on one specific area. But I also get advice that people say, well, sometimes you don't want to bring everybody in because then they'll try to sabotage what you have going on or take over what you have going on. So you kind of it's a thin line with this. So whoever the Lord sends my way.
Yeah. Man, listen, we trust me. You, like I said, I'm glad we're talking, man, because we struggle with the exact same thing. Because with more people, theoretically, you should be able to get more done. You should be able to reach more people. If you had a team of 7 or a team of 8 that were like-minded, and one of my mentors, he's younger than me, his name is Corey Collins. He tells me that, man, if you can get somebody that's doing 70 or 80% of what you would do, like, that's it. Like, you got gold right there. He says, if you waiting on somebody to get 100%, he says, it'll never happen.
Your dream? Nah.
He said it'll never happen. He said, so if you got somebody working for you and they are putting in, if they're meeting 70% of the requirements, 70 to 80% of the requirements of the decision you would make, he says, now the other 5 to 10% here and there, you can help them. He said, but that's all you're going to get out of an employee or a person that's working with you. He said, that's literally it. He said, if you get there, That's it. Go look for the next 60% person or 65 and see you can build them up to 70, 75. He
That
said,
makes sense.
I'm telling you, he told me, and because you get frustrated so easily when you work with somebody and they're not on point. You know, they're
Right.
not on time, or they, you know, they
Yes.
never can do this, they never can do that. You know, they can't bring nobody in, and they can't make nothing happen. Like, like, what are we doing? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
why are we in this, you know, bond? But he
Mhm.
says, yeah, you got unrealistic expectations. He told me, he said, your expectation of that person is for them to be you. Forget that. He said put that out the window. And
Woo.
he does like trainings and stuff for companies, for employees and stuff like that to help them structural standpoint, you know, just make
Mhm.
sure that they're on point with everything that's going up, down, how messages are relayed, and how employees could be better treated and stuff like that. So he's like, this is what he does for a living, and that is so true, man. Like
That's on point.
it is, and one of those
Mhm.
things, like I said, some of those stuff, some of that stuff that we do and that we're looking for, um, you know, that if you could focus on just one area. Like if you had somebody that say, "Hey, listen, I got Twitter. I don't look at Twitter. Twitter content good. You should be
Mhm.
set on Twitter. Somebody else got Instagram, liking stuff, the right hashtags and content every day. Like you know, it could free you up. But
Mhm.
then you like, do I need to check behind them? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what they putting out there. So
Come
if
on.
you
Yeah.
gotta take behind them, you might as well do
You saying
it.
you preaching today, brother.
Hey, I'll tell you, we had the same struggles, man. We got the same struggles. So we'll make sure we'll stay in contact, man, with stuff like that. Give everybody every media handle to follow you right now. So we ensure that if anybody see this broadcast live or later, they can get in contact with you.
All social media platforms is Key to the City Podcast, KEY, the number 2 City Podcast. Same with Key to the City Media, KEY, the number 2 City Media. And you can find us on everything, man. IG, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. And also, if you get a chance to check out the videos, you prefer the audio only version of the podcast, we're on all streaming platforms, wherever you get your podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeart, whatever the case may be. And salute to you, Mr. Jenkins, on your platform, brother. You definitely an inspiration to me and a lot of black brothers like me, man. So we applaud you as well, and keep doing what you're doing, man.
Man, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate your time. We'll be in contact. Hey, listen, I tell everybody come on the show. Don't be, you know how when you got something going on, you like, I don't know who I can tag. I don't know who I can, who gonna share it for me.
Mm-hmm.
The shoot us the flyer. We'll post it on the page. Like,
Okay.
don't, tag me in it. I make sure it hits my timeline. Like, Facebook is free. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here to
Mm-hmm.
hold my timeline hostage. Most of the time, I ain't talking about nothing, no way. You know what I mean? So I tell people like, man, I ain't tagging no. I don't want to tag nobody and tag them, and they don't share it on the page. Like,
Yeah.
that's how it is, though. But like, man,
Yeah.
I know. Shoot me a tag, man. We'll make sure we post it. Kalisha has her own entity of effective networking and marketing, marketing and networking, and so we'll share it on that page as well. So just hit us up if you got something going on. Keep to the
Shout out
city, man.
Kalisha.
Keep doing what you're doing. We appreciate you. We applaud you, man. And until next time, take it easy, bro.
Appreciate you, brother. Love.
Yes, sir. Keoni G, ladies and gentlemen, from Key to the City podcast, one of the phenomenal creators in the area, in the state, worldwide. Why not? Why not be worldwide? The content he's putting out is positive. The message he's sending out is very significant. So what I want us to do is rally around these type of creatives and ensure that they're getting the spotlight that they deserve. Thank y'all for tuning in. Jenkins, I am Mr. Hello Black Man. It has been another episode of the You all have a good night. Roll Tide.